Welcome into 5 Wide for props and locks in NFL Week 13. We've had a great season. 21-12 on the year for the picks here. Last week, 2-1, so that's 64% on the season. An awesome way to keep things going. We're into Week 13, late into the season. I got 3 of my favorite plays here. We're actually going to all player props. Nothing I liked right now on the sides and totals, but if you guys are looking for more bets or more analysis on all of these games, be sure to follow us on the OwnersBox Sports Twitch account. We will be live there Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll include the link to our Twitch in the description down below. You can also drop me a follow on Twitter. I'll probably have some more plays there as well. Let's jump into my 3 favorite plays for Week 13. First up, want to start with an under. I'm going to Baker Mayfield under 233.5 passing yards. And let me tell you why. I love this spot here for Baker to go under this number. He has gone over in 5 of his last 6 games, went under recently against the Colts last week. On the season, he has gone over this number in 64% of games. So on the surface, you're wondering why I would be betting this when he's so consistently gone over this number. When you see a line like this, there's probably good reason for it. And let me tell you why this number is priced the way it is. And it should probably be priced even lower. So one quarterback this entire season has been able to go over their passing yards number against the Panthers defense. And 8 of 11 quarterbacks against the Panthers have gone under this listed number of 233.5. So very much matchup dependent here and why I'm playing this. The last 5 quarterbacks that have played the Panthers have gone under 200 yards. 5 straight quarterbacks to play the Panthers have gone under 200 passing yards. So well under the 233.5. The reason being, the Panthers defense really struggles against the run. They're ranked 24th in opponent EPA per rush. A lot of teams are looking to run the ball plenty against this defense, and as well, a lot of them are nursing some leads, which the Bucs have a decent chance to be doing so as well, as they're 5.5 point favorites in this game. Carolina makes the coaching change. Maybe some people want to play the Panthers with a new coach. Even with that being the case, I still think Baker can go under because, again, the Bucs' success will probably be in the run game. And honestly, the Panthers have been a pretty quality pass defense. They're what are they, top 10, I believe, on the season in opponent EPA per pass. And then you look at some of these numbers. Again, the reason being for me playing this number, teams are running the football against them, and as a result, they're not throwing the ball much at all. 29 times per game, the second least in the entire league, and teams are averaging 179.6 pass yards per game against the Panthers. So I love this spot for Baker to go under despite what he's done throughout the season. I think this game in particular, they're not going to need his arm too much at home in this game, and I love him to go under 233.5 passing yards. Next up, we move to a receiver here in Courtland Sutton, and this is a unique little player prop for you. I'm going to over 21.5 yards for his longest reception. So not his receiving yards, his longest reception to be over. Now, if he goes over his longest reception, there could be a decent chance he goes over his receiving yards as well. Got a Houston defense that's perfect for Sutton. Houston gives up the second most completions of 20-plus air yards. The Dallas Cowboys inched ahead of them actually just from their game yesterday on Thursday night. But on the season as well, second highest completion percentage allowed on these passes of 20-plus air yards, 56.4%. That is very high when you talk about, these passes aren't usually completed at an above 50% rate when you're pushing the ball downfield like this. Sutton in particular leads the Broncos in deep targets, and then as well, throughout the entire league, he ranks 8th in these receptions of 20-plus air yards. So he can hit these plays and has hit them pretty consistently because if you look at his numbers the last 5 games, cleared it in all 5 of these games. And the Texans have been pretty bad when it comes to these outside wide receivers, which is where Sutton runs the majority of his routes. You look at Calvin Ridley last week, had a huge week, crushed this number, had, I believe, a 40-yard reception in that game. So very, very confident in what Sutton can do and take advantage of because he is a prototypical deep target and has been for a number of years. And now we're seeing some better quarterback play from Russell Wilson and some better design from this offense coached by Sean Payton and led by Joe Lombardi, the OC. But if you look at Sutton, this season has been much different to years past where he's had a sneaky, really good target share, 23.2%, which is top 25 amongst wide receivers. You certainly couldn't say that in years past for Sutton. He's emerged as the number 1 option ahead of Jerry Jeudy. I think he hits a deep play in this game. I think this game should be pretty fun as well. Very excited for this game. Love him to go over 21.5 as his longest reception. And finally, another play on the surface that doesn't look too good in one of the biggest games of the week. We got 49ers and Eagles. I love Brock Purdy. Over 31.5 pass attempts in this game. Now, on the season, he's only gone over this number in 1 game against the New York Giants back when that was a Monday Night Football in like week 3, week 4. But This is much like the Baker Mayfield discussion. This is an opponent where you're going to be throwing the football. The Eagles have been one of the best run defenses in the league. They're giving up just 85 rushing yards per game, which is third. You got guys like Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis in the middle of that defense. It's really tough to run the ball effectively. Now, the Niners can do so. They have a great offensive line led by Christian McCaffrey. They can still run the ball effectively. I expect them to still run the football in this game. But passing the ball has been much more successful for opposing teams, and a lot more success when you look at just the numbers in terms of EPA, in terms of their coverage grade, how they've been against the pass. This is the more advantageous way to play this team, and the results bear that out. Opponents are throwing the ball 41.5 times per game, the most in the league. 41.5. That's 10 pass attempts more than what this line is listed at. And now, the reason that's listed as low as it is because you look at the numbers for Purdy this season, he doesn't clear this number, so you can't set this thing at 35 when the expectation is for Purdy on a game-to-game basis to be going below 31. But only 2 quarterbacks have not cleared their pass attempts against Philadelphia. This has been a moneymaker for me this season. Had Josh Allen last week, he went over his listed number by like 10 plus. And only one quarterback this entire season has not gone over the listed number we have of 31.5 pass attempts. It was Baker Mayfield way back in like week 5 or week 6. Consistently, these guys are clearing it. Purdy would be a guy at 31.5. I'd probably look to play an alt number at around 35 as well. Look at the 49ers on the road at Philadelphia. Yes, they are favorites in this game, but I would expect this game to be competitive, and there is the chance for a 49ers team that doesn't trail too often to potentially be trailing in this game. So I think Purdy has an opportunity to have a great game here. Love him to go over 31.5 pass attempts. And those are my 3 favorite plays heading into week 13 of the NFL season. Guys, again, if you're looking for more, drop us a follow on the Twitch. OwnersBox Sports on Twitch. I'll include that link down below in the description. If you guys enjoyed today's video, if I've been making you money throughout the year, please do hit that like button on this video. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new to get more content just like this coming the rest of the season. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.